Good morning, students. So let's start with the next unit, cyber law. So this is the fourth unit of IT. Now, what is cyber law and why we are studying this? So as today we all use computers to store the data, to store confidential data, and we use computer in each and every sector nowadays, like banking, finance, health, professional, personal, everywhere we make use of computers. So it is very important thing nowadays that how we have to protect our data, because everyone is using internet nowadays, and cyber crimes are going on every day. That is hacking of data, hacking of passwords, stealing of data. So how we can protect our data, and what are the laws that we have to follow while using internet? So they have introduced this unit to provide information regarding what are the cyber laws, and if we all are using internet, we must have to follow these laws. So in this unit we will study regarding cyber law. So let's start with the introduction to cyber law. Cyber law is the area of the law that deals with the internet relationship to the technological and electronic elements, including computer, software, hardware, and information. So cyber law is the part of overall legal system that deals with internet, cyberspace, and their respective legal issues. So it covers a large area depending upon the usage of internet and online privacy. Now, why we are studying cyber law and what are the advantages? And it is very important nowadays to introduce this topic to the society and to educate the society regarding the cyber law, because there are so many advantages of the cyber law. So the very first advantage is people can perform transactions over the internet through credit cards without fear of misuse. So definitely, if we have a fear of misuse, no one will use the credit cards and debit cards. So if we are doing it in a legal way by following proper rules, then no one can have a doubt by performing any no one will face any doubt regarding performing any of the transaction. Next is legal framework, so that information is not denied legal effect. So validity of information is mandatory, enforceability. So these all are the things that are advantages of cyber security. OTP is one of the real life example. In the view of the growth in transactions and communications carried out through electronic records, the Act seeks to empower government departments to accept filing, creating, and retention of official documents in the digital format. You know that nowadays everything like applying of passports, applying of license. So everything is nowadays in online manner. The thing is, it is more secure way, and the government employees follow proper rules to do all these things. So they also proposed a legal framework for the authentication and the origin of electronic records, that is by making use of digital signature. So if you are performing a very important transaction and you are making any important payment and mails, so you can make use of digital signature for the verification. So this is the advantage. Next topic is ethics and morals. So now, what is ethic and what is moral? Ethic is also called as moral philosophy. It is a discipline concerned with what is morally good or bad, what is right or wrong. As when you were young or when you were in school, it was your parents' responsibility to make a or and to represent the difference, that what is good and what is bad. So these are the ethics. Now next is morals. As your parents have provided you many morals, that how you have to behave in a society, so these all comes under morals. So while using internet, we always have to follow ethics and morals. So the standards of behavior, so inside the morals, the thing is you have to follow the proper principles of right and wrong behavior. You cannot do wrong things on the internet which are not valid. So you always have to respect the rules which are provided by the government and which are provided by the cyber law. Next is cyber crime. What is cyber crime? So if we are using internet, then there are chances that crimes are occurring every day. So how we can protect all these crimes, and we have to study what is cyber crime. So cybercrime or computer crime is alternatively referred to as a cybercrime. We call the internet crime as a cybercrime, and we also call it as e-crime. So what is e-crime? When someone hacks the data illegally, when someone access anyone's account without his or her permission. So that all comes under cybercrime. So some of the examples of cybercrime are software piracy. Software piracy is nothing but copyright violation of software created originally by an individual or an institution. So for example, someone has created an original software, and someone else is using its copy without the permission of the author or the originally who has created it. So that is software piracy, which is illegal to use. Even when some people try to buy movies from the market, CDs, or the pirated material from the market, so that is always illegal. Next example is unauthorized access. Unauthorized access means when someone access your account without your permission, without your knowledge. So that is unauthorized access. It means you cannot access anyone's account without his or her permission. So they can access account to store, to steal the data, to monitor information, to access bank account. They can do anything. So this all comes under cyber crime. Next is copyright violation. Copyright violation is a legal right that gives the creator of a literary, artistic, musical, or other creative work the sole right to publish and sell that work. So sometimes the another users make copy of that product and try to sell. So that comes under copyright violation. Next is cracking. Activities such as decipher codes and passwords and breaking the security system is called cracking. When someone tries to crack the passwords of someone else, or try to break the security system, try to break the firewalls, so that comes under cracking. Next is cyberbully and cyber stalking. Cyber stalking is a criminal practice whenever an individual uses the internet to systematically harass or threaten someone. When someone tries to threat anyone by using internet, that comes under cyber stalking. And nowadays there is a strict punishment if anyone is doing cyberbully or cyber stalking. Phishing. Phishing is one of the very common technique, which is nowadays you must have heard in the news, like what is phishing. So this is a technique of extracting confidential information such as credit card numbers and username passwords. So nowadays many hackers try to steal users passwords by using chips and these things. And they also make use of chips while when anyone swipe cards on the ATM machines, or on the swipe machines. So they try to steal their passwords, and they try to access their accounts illegally. So that all comes under phishing. Next is plagiarism. Plagiarism is presenting someone else's work or idea as your idea. So this is again very illegal. You cannot represent the anyone else idea by mentioning your name. Next is hacking. You must have heard about hacking. Hacking refers to unauthorized intrusion into a computer or a network. So these all are the crimes that comes under cyber crime. Now the next topic is cyber safety and security. So if the crimes are going on, then how we have to secure our data from these crimes. So in this topic we will study regarding cyber safety and security. So it is very important to secure the data in a safely manner. So this is identify threats and risk. So if you feel any threat or any risk, so do not ignore it. So try to identify the threats and risk, and if you are unable to do that thing, you can hire any expert, or you can ask any technical person to do that thing. So do not ignore that things. Protection of data: always protect your data by using firewalls, by making use of proper passwords and usernames, and try to change your passwords at respective times. Next is recovery from cyber attack. So the data should be cleaned and recovered, stored as much as possible. So investigation should be carried out with support from a professional expert. So whenever you recover your data, you always uh, consult professional expert regarding this. Educate your stakeholders, educate students and staff regarding this, that how we can protect our data. Because sometimes what happens, some users try let their email IDs open on the anyone desktop, and through email IDs hackers can access their bank accounts and they can steal very important data. So you have to educate your parents, friends, students around yourself. Next is do's and don'ts for students in cyber world. If you are a student and if you are using internet, so what are the things that you have to perform and what are the things that you do not have to. So do's, under the do's, first is follow proper restrictions when downloading a material. Do not download anything from the internet, because some of the sites introduce virus by this mechanism. So always try to download data from valid sites. Report online bullying immediately to the teacher and parents or someone who you trust. Use a strong and unique password. Do not make use of simple password. Download softwares from trusted sources. Always try to download from some specific websites, and do not shop anything from any of the website, because nowadays there are so many websites which are fake. Connect only with known individuals. Think twice before you post, like, share, or something. Do not click on any of the sensitive data if it is of no use to you. Report to the service provider immediately if the account is hacked. Next is don'ts, the things that you do not have to do. So do not share your personal information with anyone. Do not send your pictures to the unknown person. I hope that you all are aware with this. So do not open emails and attachments from the strangers. It is very harmful. Email is one of the way that hackers can easily introduce virus and trojans into your PC. So do not open any attachment from the stranger. Do not respond to any suspicious mails. Do not share your passwords and OTPs with anyone. You do not have to share OTP with anyone. Do not save your username and passwords on the browser. This is very unsafe way. Do not steal anyone's information. Do not access or use files without the permission of the owner. Do not copy software which has copyright. So you have to follow the rules of the government or the rules of the cyber law. Next is you can do online interaction only if you are adult, or if you are doing this if you are below 18. Do not do the things where they have mentioned that you can use it only if you are 18. So do not download or open any attachment from the any unknown source. So these all are the things which you can avoid to remain secure. Next is parental guidance. So, how parental guidance helps? A lot of cyber crimes revolve around unsuspecting teenagers and school children. So, parents play a vital role in ensuring that their children are safe on the internet. not vulnerable to hackers and identity theft. So it is mandatory for everyone, for you too, that you can follow these rules to stay safe. So this topic is omitted from the syllabus for this year. So with this, students, we have completed this unit, cyber law. So this is a very simple unit. They have introduced this unit because they can aware students and everyone that what are the rules that you have to follow while using a internet. So that's why they have introduced this unit, cyber law. So in the today's lecture we have studied about the cyber law, advantages of the cyber law, what are ethics and morals, what is cyber crime. It is very important for you to understand what is cyber crime. So these all comes under cyber crime, like software piracy, unauthorized access. So even I recommend you that if you see that someone is doing these things around yourself, you have to guide them. And I recommend you that do not do these things: unauthorized access, copyright violation, cracking, cyberbully, phishing, plagiarism, and hacking. So these all are the cyber crimes. So try to avoid all these things. And how you can protect ourselves or yourself, you have to follow the rules. So for this, identify the thefts and risk. And even if you feel that someone or something unwanted is in your PC or on your phone, so try to remove all these things. So you have to follow protection of data, recovery from cyber attack, educate stakeholders. So these all are the things that you can follow. And after that, we have studied what are the do's and don'ts for the students, so you can follow all these guidelines. So with this, students, we have finished the uh, chapter number 4, cyber law, and we have also finished the IT section. So that's all for today.